Welcome to another Conan Exiles tutorial. Join the fire gang. Today I'm going to show you my build ideas for a Summoner Mage and Druid for Conan Exiles, whether you're playing vanilla or modded, solo or role-playing. If you're just starting out with this game, then stay tuned to the end and I'll explain everything in more detail. But for those of you who know what you're doing, you're going to want to max out encumbrance so that you can carry all these creatures you're going to summon. See the mammoth 50 pounds, ostrich 50 pounds, even the babies you'll be picking up all 50 pounds. And also these orbs here are pretty heavy too. So that's why you're going to want all the encumbrance, and the reason why you're going to use orbs instead of all those arrows I have is just purely aesthetic. I mean, they do the same thing, but that looks like a fireball, right? If you throw it with the left click, it bounces. Throw it with the right click, it's shaken, then it explodes on impact. Now if you throw gaseous orb on top of this continuous fire damage you see here, you'll get an explosion. So that's two spells right there, right? You got the burning, you got the explosion, and then if you just do the gaseous orb by itself, you have like this poison cloud. I don't think it does much damage. Then you have this grease orb that does like an oil slick. Again, I've heard that it's like, oh, it made me slide actually. I felt it a little bit when I was just running over it. But it's not really much. I don't see much use of it except for if you throw fire on top of it, and you have great continuous damage here. Oh, whoops! Great continuous damage here with like a burning napalm effect. So, as far as summoning creatures go, you can summon one and then have it follow you. And you see, even though I have like all that encumbrance, I'm running out of stamina like so quick, which I think it goes well with like a mage, right? Like you're not supposed to be able to dodge and be so mobile. And if you're carrying all these creatures, you won't be. Even though you have max encumbrance, I'm wearing light armor, but it doesn't really matter. So let's gather some scorpions over here, and I'll put out another creature. Now when you're summoning, you can summon anywhere in the world that you can build, and you cannot build here in this unnamed city, in that orange area. So I can build that right there. And then where are these? Oh, skeletons left. But hey, come back. But these creatures will fight for me, right? And if this ostrich like dies or something, then you know, whatever. I still have the main mammoth following me, so I still have one like pet familiar, right? And if you have a mod that will let you pick this back up into your inventory, then you won't lose it. You won't like, I mean, if I just leave him here, he'll just stay there in the world, like forever until somebody kills him, which you know it probably won't happen. I mean, they could defend themselves pretty decent. So, but if you're playing with a mod, you can have more than one pet follow you at a time with a certain mod, or you can have a pickup mod will let you pick them back up into your inventory, or unsummon them and then resummon them, right? So for a druid, I think maybe just one pet following you, right? Instead of like summoning a bunch of pets, so you might not need to really like max out encumbrance. But it depends on how many pets. Like if you're going to be picking them up all the time, picking up these babies are still 50 pounds, so it's up to you. But I think the druid build is the best in the game, so although I won't spec it, I'll just tell you, like, you're going to want Salting the Wounds, the 2nd tier strength, maybe even the 3rd tier for light attacks. Each light attack with the arrows will be doing extra 10%, plus you'll be doing bonus 25% to all the enemies with Salting the Wound. You can also get the accuracy for, you know, if you're going to get the steady hands, 10% more range damage, but at least get the 1st tier, which is the crippling shots with the bow are more severe. You know, you probably want some vitality and such. Anyways, the main point to the archer build is you're going to probably want some light armor so you can still dodge. And the Zamorian Thief outfit looks really cool for that. And then you need all your arrows, right? So you're going to have really, if you want to do like a mage with some imagination, you know, you can use a bow. I mean, I don't think a mage, maybe you would want like a staff, but if you do use a bow, you have these bonus spells basically, because you have a healing arrow, and there's no like orb for that. The healing arrow, unfortunately, this cloud does not affect pets. I think it does affect thralls though, so if you have like human thrall, perhaps you're going solo in this game, Druid would be a good class to choose, and then just have like a tier 4 thrall as, you know, instead of a pet, you could have a thrall like as a tank, right? But these healing arrows, pretty awesome. Pretty much like, you know, if you want to be a summoner mage, it would be cool to have a little spell that heals, but unfortunately, it's only arrows, right? Even more so, if you use, like, the explosive arrow, looks very similar to the Demon Fire Orb, right? And if you use the poison arrow on top of it, same explosion, right? Poison arrow makes that noxious gas cloud. If you do oil arrow, it's pretty much like the grease cloud. I mean the grease orb. But as you can see, like in the middle here, I have poison. On the left and right, I have acid cloud. That one is not affected by it, does not cause an explosion. So you could do the acid and the continuous fire damage on top of each other. Even throw in like the grease on top of it. That's a lot of continuous damage. So there's a lot more options with bows. If you know you're fighting with other people, you don't want to do all this area of effect damage. You have some other arrow. Well, you have plenty of other arrows, but the ones that I have here are snake arrows, just because they're very cost effective, and you have to be a follower of Set to get them, though. They're made in the altar, but they're pretty cheap. So that's pretty much the builds. There you go. If I went too fast, just keep listening. I'll go into a little more detail. To get this mammoth, for instance, you need elephants. You need these little baby hatchling shellback I have here. Except for instead of shellback, you're going to want to get elephants, and eventually from feeding them really well, you'll get better variants. Like I have this greater shellback. I spawned in all these, so I'm not sure exactly what you need to feed them, what the chances to get them are, and all that. But if you go to conanexiles.gamepedia.com, they're going to have all the info, like for what you need to feed them in the animal pen, what the ingredients you need for these orbs and the arrows and everything. It's a bit of an outdated website because they update this game like so often, but they should at least have like the ingredients. The attributes cost 1 for the first rank. For the first 5 ranks they cost 1, then they cost 2 for the next 5 points in them. So So to get up to that first notch where you get like the deep breath timer or whatever, it costs you 15 points, right? So you could do the math. To go from 40 to 50 would be like 95 points. So obviously a lot more expensive as you get up to the top, which is why you would want to take the encumbrance. Like if you were going to max out encumbrance, you would probably want to take it to around 40 to be the most cost effective, and then wear armor or try to boost it up that last 10. My armor that I'm wearing, it gives me +9 to agility, so it's not really helping me with these builds too much, although I do usually get the cat-like falling damage. So also, I'm resetting my attributes here because I have like admin rights, but you can easily do that with a yellow lotus potion. It'll reset your feats as well, so you can just respend them, because I know like as you're spending them, maybe you're playing this game for the first time and you really need vitality. Go ahead and just pour it into vitality, because when you're ready to finally do the build, you can reset, respec, and actually you can get a lot of yellow lotus flowers in I believe it's this island right here, but just in general in this green area, like before the Iceland, I've seen a lot of lotus flowers. It might have been over here, but I think it was this island here. There's like a ton. And you could even find them actually in the beginning of the game, but like each time you harvest them, it's gonna give you like one. In order to harvest a ton though, whenever you come across, like in the beginning here, when you come across like aloe and important stuff that you need, if you can manage to craft a sickle, whenever you get to that level that you could craft that, and you swipe those flowers with a sickle, they're gonna give you like 10 flowers each. So the crafting, the tools in this game like give you a lot more harvesting resources when you finally can get those tools. For the summoner though, you're just going to want to pick up a lot of these babies whenever you see them, and maybe use like the ones that aren't that good for, you know, just summon and leave them there. You know, the one that is like super good, that's like a mammoth or something that you took forever to finally get, you're going to want to follow you, and you know, so you don't lose that one. And like I said, you could get mods to have more of them follow you. I guess that's pretty much it, really. If you want me to do like another tutorial to guide you more in depth in this game, let me know in the comments, and I'll do another tutorial. I think like there's a million tutorials out there on YouTube, but they're very long, so I would just do like one more video for beginners to try to help you out. It's a pretty fun game, and you don't need the DLC either. Like, that's my favorite part, is that you can experience the whole game without any DLC. They keep adding more dungeons and such, and really the DLC is just for skins, and I get mods for skins, but when I have the money, I will also get the DLC, because it's just a great game. So thank you for watching another Conan Exiles tutorial. Have a great day.